Hey guys, and welcome to Twitch's #1 podcast and my madness, which we're calling for now Artemis Madness, and that's what it's going to be called for now until I figure out an actual good name. Because that tends to help to know. We don't have a good name for it just now, but we might get recommended a name and all that shit. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're talking about some frontline stuff, like why the fans don't like it or whatever, and any rumors about the new Splinter Cell game kind of thing. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about some content creation stuff, all that kind of stuff, and just anything we want to. Basically, we just talk shit for an hour, and that's how we're going to do it. So the first thing is frontline, and we're going to go over what frontline is, in a way, which it's kind of like a Ghost Recon type battle royale kind of thing. That's as much as I've gathered from it, and that's kind of it could be a good thing if it was done right, but because of the amount of battle royales and how bad some can be and stuff, I get why fans don't want a Ghost Recon battle royale, because it could be very, very iffy on reception and on balancing and stuff like that. But yeah, basically it was going to be a trio thing. You have to get data, escape from the island. It was going to be, I think from the description of it, which as I'm reading it here is, 3 players with the collection of intel lost on the island, escape with the data while being hunted by other competitors. It was supposed to be a more tactical stealth kind of option of a battle royale. So maybe something like Scavengers or something is what I'm gathering from it, like the way Scavengers kind of plays. So like you just be collecting data, finding data points, stuff like that. Maybe there was AI. Again, they pushed back the beta, so I couldn't tell you because I've not played it, basically. And yeah, but it was going to have a class system, kind of stuff like that. I am reading it as we are speaking, by the way. Don't judge me. But yeah, so they did decide to delay it indefinitely for now, just because of the reception of it not being great or anything. Like, it does look like even a battle royale I would play. There's a twist on the battle royale kind of thing. Just it was going to be like a really big open world and stuff. So I don't think like it would have been like a battle royale. So it probably would have had like bots to just fight against as you're going through this massive open world kind of thing. There was also going to be a secondary mode that probably would have been a main mode because of the way the people received the battle royale. And it's a 9v9 death style shooter, which basically it would be Ghost Recon multiplayer, almost. Next, we're going to talk about a little bit of the Splinter Cell rumours of the Splinter Cell, new Splinter Cell game. The last Splinter Cell was Splinter Cell Blacklist, and that's the latest one in the series. But there's rumours about a new one coming out. But apparently there's a lot of concern about it because it's going to be a Hitman kind of Splinter Cell type of game. Recent ones don't sound promising, especially seeing as it's a live service, and that's just not the way any of the Splinter Cells have been. And that would be quite a jump from being like a normal Splinter Cell to a live service Splinter Cell. People were hoping it would remain to, Splinter Cell's roots, the stealth, the optional stealth and blacklist. It might be good, it might be bad, don't know. The recent thing about frontline and stuff as well, that is also raising concern about this Splinter Cell rumor, which means it's like it could work, it couldn't work. You wouldn't be able to tell until people decided, oh, I'll try it just to see what it's like, just to see how it is. But no. And back to the frontline kind of things as well, the way the fans almost took it down immediately. Like, they hated it immediately before even knowing what was in it, how it was working. Like, they've not shown anything about, like, frontline. And yeah, I just don't know why people won't, you know, give a little bit of leniency to games just now. And it just seems like everyone wants it to be the old games are the best. Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. Like, take, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a, like, remake kind of thing. Maybe even Red Dead 2. Like, they were quite spaced apart. Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2. Technically, 2 is a prequel, but, you know, it didn't quite stay to being a Red Dead game, but it did, if you know what I mean. Like, it added on top of things. Like, I think both the Splinter Cell thing could work if it's done right, if it's done by the right team, the right people who know the game, like, not in and out, but at least know the basis of it, and keep that base, like, core thing in, like the stealth and all that kind of stuff. Don't make it, like, be, you know, lackluster added on content and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I would think kind of stuff is what I'm kind of thinking. I keep saying that a lot, but, you know. But yeah, stuff like that. The frontline is just, it's a possibility of being a hit or miss. If the deathmatch type thing is good, that could save it. What I'm gonna do is also, we're gonna talk about some other stuff, like me creating content and stuff from now on. So I may be taking more breaks soon, just to do some YouTube content, some TikTok content, some other kind of stuff like that. So I might take like a Thursday or a Friday off now, as well as the Saturday, Sunday usual, except if like there's certain events and stuff happening at that time, which I also have to check what date I'm thinking that is. Where's December? What did he say? 11th Saturday. Okay, so the 11th of December, I think, is Thankmas or whatever. 2021. Just let me see what this is first. When this starts, I think it's between. Okay, I will have a look at the Thankmas stuff later on. But it's being headed by Jacksepticeye. I'm assuming you at least know of him, just by, you know, numbers and all that stuff, I guess. But yeah, I think I will be doing that this year, and I will be doing the whole Thankmas thing on Thankmas Day, which is apparently the 11th of December, which I will have to double check, but I'll let you guys know on like Discord, Twitter, here, all that stuff closer to the date that's coming and stuff like that. So yeah. And anything through the, like, from November to like halfway through December, like, I'll continue it until like the 16th of December or something, or I don't know. Anything like that, we will talk about more in detail once I get closer to the dates, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, but basically anyone who wants to join in on the Thankmas can. You just have to go to Tiltify. Once I register it for myself as well, I will make a command for Thankmas for here and stuff like that. I'll probably start putting it in my YouTube descriptions as well once I start doing YouTube again, because I've not done YouTube in how long? About 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks? 1 month ago now, so about 5 weeks, I would say. And yeah, that's kind of the thoughts I have on like frontline, splinter cell, all that kind of stuff. That splinter cell stuff, I thought I was going to go more in detail with it, but there wasn't much to go on, because I thought there would have been more rumours about it, but it's going to be, if it's going to be played like Hitman, it's going to be a bit, you know, different, I guess, compared to what normal Splinter Cell would be. It would take more of that less stealth, it would take a lot of stealth out of it, but still have the stealth in it, but not like instantly game over, like in normal Splinter Cell. I did lose my train of thought there, to be honest, so that will probably get cut out of fucking when I edit this as well, and that's also why I'm making it an hour, because it makes it easier to edit, easier to do this kind of area. So it might even get cut down to like half an hour, like half an hour, 40 minutes of a edit kind of thing. But this actually motivates me to, you know, start uploading on YouTube more, start editing more, because this is also to do with, I'm gonna do a little color grading and stuff like that. I'm gonna try that out, or how to do that. I'm gonna figure out how to do that, I should say, because I'm not gonna figure it out, but I'll figure it out at some point. Right, we're talking about ideas and stuff and what we're doing here most of the time for this first podcast, because this is my first podcast. What I want for a logo. If you, well, obviously you can say to nerd as well, to nerd Titan as well, but if you want me to, I might make a quick logo for you at some point, Catherine. I'll see if I can come up with a basic idea that you could jump off of. Maybe give you a few different ideas of different ways. Because like, we could, I might do it if I've got time. I'll try and make one. What, that overlay took me like 10 minutes. I'm not joking, that took me 10 minutes, because I literally copied one bar of it and then copy paste. I'm so good, I'm too good. There are obviously some other things I've updated as well. I'm just doing in my spare time most of the time, or like when I'm on stream. Did want me to come up with a rough concept idea of stuff, then I would easily do that on stream even. But like stuff like that, you know, it just, I'm finding it fun, so take advantage of that while you can. To be honest, that's how I'm gonna put it, because I'm probably looking at doing like, you know, I'm going to be figuring out like editing stuff a lot more, and that's why I'm wanting to like make this podcast as well, because it lets me mess about with some ideas for audio stuff as well that I can make and do in like Resolve and the Movavi editor that I got, because they're two different things. And Resolve has a lot more color grading and stuff like that options, whereas Movavi has all the effects and stuff like that already pre-built into it, and I can add more into it as I go from Resolve itself. So that's kind of the idea I'm going off of, and that's where my content stuff's going to start coming from as well. Is going to be like the skating, this podcast thing. Obviously we will be doing once in a while a 2-person podcast, just whoever wants to be on whenever, because I can move schedules around and stuff for me anyway. It doesn't matter too much on my end, as long as it's like somewhere I can do it easily and I'm not away or doing anything either, then I will happily have any guest on, as long as they ask me about it first and all that stuff, and then we'll get it set up, talk about certain things and all that type of stuff, you know? Like, that's my plan for this whole podcast idea. Because I may even make, like, a second, like, singular podcast thing. It would still be pretty similar to this, maybe more similar to the other podcast one. Just, I would have it on the solo, and just have a bigger camera, basically. That's it. I'm just using the just chatting screen for just now, because it is going to take, like, me a minute or two to get it wrapped around my head, if you know what I mean. Because, I've still got no clue what I'm wanting to talk about. I've just been talking shit, which a podcast, you're supposed to talk shit, to be honest. You just talk about certain topics. I feel like I'm going back into a more planning kind of situation, so we're going to jump out of that, and we're going to talk about the broad aspect of stuff like content creation and all that kind of stuff. So, like, well, actually, I think the most important thing, and even I don't want to believe that I'm saying this, but making content on other platforms helps so fucking much, and I forget to do it, and I could probably be doing a lot better than what I am. I'm doing amazing right now anyway, for the goals in my head, and I've still got to do, like, stuff like YouTube, because that's another goal in my head. I'm wanting to get YouTube started off, as well as Twitch, as well as TikTok, all that kind of stuff. TikTok started this whole kind of streaming thing as well. Hey Ski, what's up? How you doing? We're talking shit. Welcome to the world's Twitch's #1 podcast, you know. I'm going to keep saying it as the intro. It will be true. It won't. But we're just self-proclaiming it now because we're messing about. We're messing about with stuff like that, you know? But yeah. I've just been talking shit, to be honest, and it's kind of going okay. Oh, Citrus, how are you? Yeah, we're doing a podcast, kind of. Welcome to the Twitch's #1 podcast. It's Artemis Madness, because we don't have an actual good name yet. Yeah, that's basically the intro. Good to hear. Yeah. Wait, we're just talking shit. I'm doing good. Talking shit, kicking ass, taking names, all that kind of stuff. But yeah. This is a also test podcast, by the way. Technically, because I want to see how I edit it and stuff. But yeah. I wanna wait. Don't you take my name? I'll take your name if I want. I don't have a name, to be honest, for this podcast shit. It's just Twitch's #1 podcast, you know. Clearly, but yeah. That's what I was away to talk about. But yes, I will be having people on my podcasts and stuff eventually, once I can get, like, planning and stuff sorted in my own head first for this. I think mostly for the solo ones anyway, they're going to be every Friday, Thursday, depending what days I'm working, depending what I'm doing. All depends, really. But I do plan on having people on my podcast. That's why we do have the other screen. If I quickly jump over to this, because I can edit it out anyway, it's fine. Most of the talking's done for the podcast technically, so yeah. Just anything content creation wise, but yeah. Like, obviously I'm gonna have something like what's under my camera just now, so that. over there, but I'm gonna have it roll through like their kind of socials and stuff for each person, and just change the lettering and stuff for them. But we'll figure that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, anyone who wants to be on it, you can. The most likely place you're gonna get me is Discord, so just DM me in Discord, you know that. And if you want to be on it, just ask. I don't mind whoever's on it, but if we do have like some IRL people as well, like Kibs or something come in, if we do that, we will just like have some sort of like 2-camera system, just do the same thing kind of thing. I've not got everything planned out, as you can tell, but I've got like the rough idea in my head, and this is a test one to see if I can keep like topics going in my own head, because I do get distracted very easily. And yeah, it's working better than I thought it would. I will be honest. We are going to talk about Sunday later on, because I forgot. I forgot I was doing this today until like I've been planning parts of it out all day, and I forgot to write down the topics, because I've went over. Well, I had like off topic. Is that an orange Fanta box? In the box on the wall? No, that's alright. Wait, topics and stuff. Yeah. No, that's a Coca-Cola can money thing. I don't know what. I've had it for like 5 years. It's got no money in it. It might actually have like 30p in it. Because there's a heap of copper in there somewhere. There's just a heap of junk in it, and it doesn't. Nothing works in that thing. It just, whatever gets thrown in gets thrown in. But yeah, like, never know. Wait, I suppose I don't go on the just chatting screen for a long time unless I'm doing something like, you know, the design side of things or whatever, and then I just bring it up on the design thing, I suppose. And it's because my camera crops when I go into the in-game scene, so that would make sense. Bullet points. Yeah, I've noticed that very easily, Casual, and I had 2 topics, and they were a lot quicker because I forgot there's not a lot of info on the Splinter Cell live service kind of thing, like this apparent live service Splinter Cell game that is coming out, and it just doesn't, like, I did talk about that, but it took like, what, 20 minutes to go over both, to be honest. And yeah, that's as far as I've gotten. So I've been more talking about like stuff like kind of why you don't need YouTube or TikTok, but you need to have some other places for, you know, content creation and all that shit to get some exposure out there and stuff. And that's also kind of why this is more of a test one than anything else. This helps me edit it the way I want it to edit, put it on YouTube and stuff like that, rip the audio, blah blah blah, all that kind of, you know, bullshit stuff. But yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. Yeah, like, branch out, go on multiple, have multiple sources of, like, you know, introduction to what your content is. Have it varied, but have it similar kind of thing, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, I'm meaning like, so like, you could have like more centralized, I don't know, cosplay stuff on TikTok, more reaction channel kind of stuff on YouTube. I'm just using the very basic things that I do know that seem to like kind of work just now for certain algorithms, and even I'm not sure, because I'm talking shit to be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. I've got no clue. But as I'm figuring it out, this is what this podcast type of thing is gonna be. It's gonna be more of a me talking about what I figured out's working for me. Maybe help others, like kind of pick parts from even my stream, from other people's streams. Pick the parts they love about it and just mash it all together almost in a way that works. Because that's what I've done, kind of. I've added some of my own stuff that I've liked. But like, right, I'm trying to find an example. Like, the in-game scene that I've got now is more like, I've seen that works better for certain people than it does others, and I just wanted to try it out, and I've kind of preferred it to my old one, which was just the full screen and having it in the top right. The thermodynamics of the average Artemis in his ideal graphic designs. Kind of. Maybe not the thermodynamics of me. But yeah. Like, the graphic design stuff, I still have no clue what I'm doing with it. It just works in certain ways because I take certain ideas. Like the whole like kind of split kind of shadow effect that I've got on this. It was actually an idea inspired by kind of the way Kestrel has his moving in the background, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I will need it, but like, yeah, I'm trying to like find my way to like I can get back on track quickly, but it's the like segueing into the next like kind of topic that's roughly similar, but like talking about taking parts of like bits and getting like inspiration, like watching Kestrel's like have like more of a breathing kind of background. That's the way I describe it anyway. Don't know how any of you would describe it, but that's the way I see it. It kind of just breathes. Like, I did have that in this background for a while, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. I did feel more kind of engaged when like stuff was moving around on the background as well. When I watch your streams, Kestrel, I don't know, it's easier to keep like one part of my mind on it as well as be on something else at the same time. Like last night when I was playing Back for Blood and finishing Act 4, I could still like, because that moving background, my eyes were shifting once in a while over to your stream to watch it on my second monitor, which I've got OBS on just now. I'm just still looking at OBS constantly because I'm paranoid about OBS sometimes. But yeah, like that kind of taking parts and adding them to your own but making it your own helps. Yeah, like I think my background is animated, but I honestly don't remember. I don't even remember Ski, to be honest. But like, even like doing like just different things, like obviously from like most of you guys and stuff, I've had good feedback about the whole like, you know, kind of custom commands for VIPs and, you know, just an excuse to use them. And like because I've had good feedback about that, I know that can be a worked in thing to other things. Helps me with my animation stuff. We're just going to do Skis, Kestrels and Citruses right now while we're just messing about, just having fun with it. But like having this kind of little different ideas, and remember to eat Citrus. I forgot that's still in there, to be honest. But it's a good reminder for me as well, because I forget to eat sometimes as well. So when I press that, it reminds me to eat after stream. Yeah, big brain. But all this kind of like just slightly different things, slightly like other things that I've seen on other streams. Yep. Well, you should go eat. That might be a good idea. But stuff like that. It likes to I like to mess about with ideas, and if they don't work, they don't work. It gets brushed to the side. Maybe I'll come back to that idea and refine it and maybe use it for something else that I can use that for. Maybe it doesn't work for stream, but it could. Because all I can smell is still only food. Oofed. Oh, that's unlucky. But yeah, like putting stuff that doesn't necessarily fail, but it just doesn't work for stream, I could throw onto my YouTube and stuff as like a different way of having a subscribe button, having a, you know, stuff like that, like other socials appear at some certain parts of the screen and stuff, which I still have to do. I'm going to be honest, I've not done any YouTube in a while, but that's kind of the idea of things that I have for me personally. But like I said, the boys travel across the screen. Right, okay. Yeah. Like, I like having an animated background, but sometimes I don't. Like, in here, I don't like having an animated background sometimes. Sometimes I'll change it back to the animated, sometimes it won't, it just depends how I'm feeling and how asked I can be to go and find the animation. I'm not surprised as well I don't remember yeah, not a clue. But like things like I'm gonna like try and do as well is like more animated stuff that's a bit more complex, like those fast noise kind of, you know, things for overlays and stuff. I think it's in this one. Let me check if it's in this one first, and I'll show you guys. I'll like make a fake subscribe or something just to show you guys what we did yesterday if you missed it or whatever. But like we're slowly going through the alerts. Like I've only got the follower and subscriber alert so far, the cheer alert, the host alert, the raid alert, the tip alert, all that kind of stuff, which I don't even really need the tip alert on, but I keep it on just in case. I think that as I go through these, I'll go through the more important ones first and then have the lesser ones done last. Like the tip alert, I'm not too bothered about. The cheer alert, meh, it can go either way. But I've got the follower and subscriber one, and I need to check if this is the right one, because if it's not, okay, it is. But like, we'll show the subscriber one. That double played because that was on, and I do realise that that's fast. I need to lengthen it a bit. I need to just slow it down a bit, which can be done pretty easily. But for now, just to make sure that it was working, I just made that one really quickly on stream because DaVinci Resolve was wanting to work. And obviously I do need more RAM at some point because I've only got 16 gig. I'm surprised things work as good as they do on this. But I will be getting some more RAM soon anyway, so that should be fine. And I'm hitting that mic again, and I'm hating hitting that mic. But yeah, that's kind of like the way my thought process goes into making stuff. I mean, technically my whole content creation thought process is just relax, don't care about like too much, don't care about it too much, but have like care for it at the same time, if you know what I mean. Don't stress out about it, that's what I mean. Yeah, that sounds about right, right? Yeah, sure. We'll say that sounds about right. Will it be right? No. Is it ever right? Probably not. But yeah, that's kind of the ideas of that kind of stuff. And yeah, I've just been toying around with ideas, even like other stuff. Like this podcast was just more of a back burner idea for now, but I wanted to test it just to see what it's like. So it might not be like consistent just now until I get like an actual schedule for myself. Obviously next week I'll be a bit more prepared for this type of stream as well, because this is helping me filter out what my bad points are. Like I actually had some of a plan, but I think what I should do for my own mind is come up with more topics than I need. Like maybe come up with like 10 or 20 topics that are all interlinked together so I can segue stuff easier. Like I just did in that like past 10 minutes of content creation stuff. I felt like I could jump forwards and backwards on certain things. And yeah, it's actually kind of, I don't know, it feels different. I will say, unless you've got some amazing ability at improvisation, you need some sort of form of a script. Yeah, that's why I feel like the stream kind of podcast does feel easier for me as well. As long as I have topics that I can make that other people like in chat and stuff can bounce off of, I think that's also something that will help. Is that I don't necessarily, if I'm doing it when I'm doing it solo anyway, I can have it, you know, bounce between like me and chat, or just have different points in different arguments and stuff like that. Like I was doing good with the whole frontline stuff because it was something that was like, I don't know, it pissed me off how the fans did it and stuff, but how fans were being dicks about it, they didn't even give it a chance. You know, just because it's a Ghost Recon Battle Royale doesn't mean it's going to be bad. I know with Battle Royales, generally the basis is it will be bad, but that secondary mode could save it, to be honest. But, again, I have talked about that and I don't want to jump back to that topic anyway. Probably get jumped by about 50 Ghost Recon fans. Nah, I'm just trying to, you know, smooth out the rougher edges of this podcast idea as well. So I might not even do one next week. I might just plan out a bit more for the week after. Maybe I'll do it like, I don't know, twice a month just now. Just until I get the feel of doing a podcast type stream, you know? Because it does feel so much weirder than just chatting. Because like I kind of had a rough idea what I was going to talk about. Like I knew I was going to talk about Frontline. I knew I was going to talk about the Splinter Cell live action, live what is it? Live service rumours about the new Splinter Cell game or whatever. And I knew I was going to talk about some like content creation kind of stuff that I didn't know. Yeah, that is the... Yeah. Like, I don't mind Wildlands. Like, I don't mind Ghost Recon Wildlands as a whole. Like, I don't mind Wildlands as if you didn't think about it as a Ghost Recon game, which I tended to do, especially after they brought out the Predator in it for some fucking reason, which I like the idea of an open world Ghost Recon, but again, it needs to be well executed. And with the fact that the bots are about as useful as Back 4 Blood's bots, I don't quite think that Wildlands held up to its expectation of a Ghost Recon game. It should have been its own kind of thing. Like, I'll even say this, I liked parts of The Division. Like, I don't like the game as a whole, but some elements were really good. Yeah, it was so damn close to being good. It just was reaching that bar and then flopped. It's like, I don't know, trying to jump over something and just hitting the wall. Like, trying to, like, you know, jump up a wall and then you just face plant the wall. That's kind of what I felt like Wildlands was. Like, I did spend like a good like 20 hours in that game. I did finish like the story of the game in Wildlands, but I didn't play Breakpoint because of how many, like, I don't know. When I seen Breakpoint for the first time, the first thing I thought was that it was a bit of a step back from Wildlands, and I don't know why. Maybe it was just the amount of, I don't know, lack of story probably. Like, if Breakpoint was cheap right now, or after it gets its single player DLC, free DLC thing, if it's like super mega cheap, I'll buy it. I will buy it and play it, just to see what it's like, if it's cheap. But I would prefer to go back to, you know, Future Soldier or Advanced Warfighter. I can't remember what fucking, I know Future Soldier was roughly the same time as Blacklist for Splinter Cell side of things, which again, I think a Splinter Cell game, yeah, it was Advanced Warfighter or something, yeah, like, that was a fun game to play. But some, like, Ghost Recon has a great potential for an open world game, but it needs to be very well executed. And because it's a Ghost Recon game, people have certain expectations of it, same with any Splinter Cell game. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Blacklist got a bit of backlash when it was first released. I can't remember exactly, because I know, like, because Splinter Cell was a main stealth focused game, and then the amount of times in Blacklist that me and, like, Kibbs, when we were doing couch co-op and stuff, we would just run about the place and everything would just die. Except the Juggernauts. But we found a glitch for them too. You just kick the door down. And then fuck each other over. Was a hard right turn, yeah. Again, it was a nice change of pace to the... But it has to have that balance for the players that want to be, you know, stealth based. I think, like, if you could, like, set what way you want to play in any Splinter Cell game, like, if you set, like, say you have it in balanced, it lets you do both action, both stealth. If you have it set stealth, if you get detected, you're done, you have to start, like, from the last save point, from the last whatever. And if you're running action where you can just run and gun, then basically you just run and gun and just have fun with it. But even, like, certain missions that you would prefer to do run and gun, just have it let you select, like, what way you want to play in the start of each, like, level, which would be a hard thing to program, all of that stuff. Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, depends. Some people just sit and, you know, paint their cards for hours and do stuff like that, but I mean, again, it's a very niche audience kind of stuff. That's, yeah, like, a lot of, like, I'll say this about most Tom Clancy games that I do play, like, even, like, Rainbow Six, like, Siege. I think I played New Vegas, not New Vegas, New Vegas is Fallout, Rainbow Six Vegas or Vegas 2 or whatever. You kinda have to sometimes, but if that's the whole game. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's satisfying to, like, you know, customize your car in Forza, but don't make it basically a washing simulator, almost. But back to, like, playing any, like, Tom Clancy games, they all have a serious, like, tactical stealth, almost stealth based to them anyway. So I think if you got like a team together who, like, I don't know, knew the core of like most Tom Clancy games, you could come up with a really good, you know, even mashed together, like have the tactical way you can do like stuff. And yeah, I prefer a bit of a mix sometimes, but I do like stealth games, I do like run and gun games, I like tactical games, I like a variety of games, to be honest, because some days you just want to be, I want to be stealthy as shit, I want to fucking just take out the most tactical way I can, and then other days you're like, I'm just wanting to shoot shit, man. But like, I'd say, as much as I've not played like Rainbow Six Siege recently, because I've kind of fell off it and stuff, like, and because I've not got it on my PC, I've got it on my PlayStation, and I've not played my PlayStation in a while. But like, Rainbow Six Siege felt good in a way. Like, it didn't feel stealthy, it didn't feel run and gun, except for certain characters, but we don't talk about them. But it felt like it was almost in that middle ground, but then the people who were sweating like fuck, that's where it ruined it for me, to be honest. The last time I played it, it's the people who try too hard, they go into, yeah, like, I don't mind games like that, but I do, like, as much as I didn't like Cold War as in just the matchmaking and stuff, I still found it a fun game from time to time because it was a run and gun style of game. Whereas when I was playing things like, I don't know, like Valorant, let's say, that felt a bit more tactical, but you could still run and gun, but you were, you know, penalised if you weren't good at the running and gunning, I suppose, kind of thing. And I don't mind, like trying a little in games, I don't mind, where it is having to sweat all the time, fucking bunny hop, slide cancel, 360 fucking front flip over them. I don't like that. I really don't like the way some people play like certain games. Like, it's also one of the main reasons I don't play Warzone, because it's so fucking sweaty. I'm not saying that the matchmaking's bad, it's just so sweaty. People try so hard in it. It's also kind of the reason I fell off of Fortnite as well, because it felt like I was getting thrown into too much sweat as well. And yeah, it's just the way certain games go anyway, but there's always going to be people like that. Just some companies are better at, you know, filtering them into the competitive side anyway. Like, casual should be what it says. Casual, chilled out, but not too chilled out, you know? Like, you don't want to just be like sitting back and just, you know, mindlessly doing it, but you want to have that balance between, like, you can lean back and just focus on the game and not try, or you can, and then just have a fucking mode where you hate to be fucking hunched over basically and sweat your balls off that way. But yeah, so stuff like that, there's a perfect balance to it, and if they get it close enough, the game's usually really good. But it's when you start getting hackers and all that stuff, and then like even sometimes like you wonder if like they're actually hacking or they are just sweating their ass off. Like, I know there's been a couple of the sweat is what made my first experiences with Rainbow Six and Apex bad. They turned me away from them. Yeah, exactly. Like, even like once I got used to like Rainbow Six, the only way you can win in Rainbow Six sometimes is by going into the basically newbie fucking playlist, because I never got like that high level that I wanted to go into like, you know, competitive or anything like that. But that kind of stuff, that's what drives their newer players away, and they wonder why they don't you know, I guess jump, you know, like that thing is like, it's a give or take. You can like have a good experience one day with a game, but you're more likely to come back to it, whereas if you're getting sweat before you've even played like a decent game, that's when it becomes a problem. And I'm fucking got a lot of gas. That's probably because I'm drinking a can of Monster, but you know, well. Actually, I think what we are going to do, I'm going to do this. If I can do this, team killed less than a minute. Yeah, that's what I'm. That's why I don't jump into new games like quick, and they try to vote you up. Fucking hell! Like, I don't try to jump into new games quick, but I don't try to leave it too late till like where everyone like is sweating their ass off. Like Cold War, when it was first out, the multiplayer was amazing. I loved playing the multiplayer. Like, I literally sat and played it for 24 hours straight because I was having fun with it. And then after Christmas, basically it just died for me, to be honest. Like, I didn't mind playing the zombies still, and then that started fucking shit up for my PC and stuff for no reason. Even though it wasn't, I still don't know what it was, but it was Cold War itself, and we figured that out because it started happening to Kibs as well sometimes, from time to time, that it was just dropping frames for no reason, and it was stupid. But yeah, that's kind of the basis. Yeah, like, this kind of way of doing the podcast is easier for me because I can bounce off of some things that are said in chat and all that all the time as well. Just thought I'd point that out again, because like, you guys can like come up with part of a topic that relates into the next, and then the next, and then the next, and stuff like that. Like, I think we went from Ghost Recon to Sweat. Well, we went from Ghost Recon to Splinter Cell to Rainbow Six to Sweat. But yeah, like stuff like this kind of podcast idea that I've had, this isn't technically supposed to be happening right now. Originally my plan was to wait until after Christmas to do, like, you know, a podcast kind of thing, but I wanted to get, you know, a couple of test ones out there, see how you guys feel about me doing it live, because I think if I was doing this a solo one, like just recording it, I would, I guess, be less motivated to make one and edit it and stuff like that, and I'd have a lot of more breaks, but I don't like having breaks when I'm recording stuff anyway. But I would feel like I could just walk away and then I'd forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind. Hey guys, Future Artemis here. Hope you guys enjoyed that podcast. Yeah, remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to be in chat in the podcast when I do it live, you guys can come join me over at twitch.tv/Artemis_141. All that good stuff, because, well, I'd love to have you in chat. I'd love to see what you guys are up to, and yeah, we just bounce around a lot. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next either YouTube video or the next podcast video that I upload, and yeah, see you guys in a bit.